Hello and welcome back to our Highfleet playthrough, a hopefully informative Highfleet playthrough, where we've managed to destroy one strike fleet and found a hidden city, and we're getting ready to move on to the next stage of the campaign, which is to refit some of our ships and start pushing north at a higher speed, put some pressure on the enemy, try and eliminate a few more strike fleets and get into a good position. Now, plans are related to that. I'll talk about those really quickly. If you look, and this was pointed out to me in the comments, and thank you very much to the person who did, we still have a quest to find a hidden city far northeast of Golbagaz. There we go. This is Golbagaz here. We spent a lot of time here. There's some missiles by here. I assumed that this city here was the northeast city it was referring to, but it has not cleared the quest by finding the city. So that makes me believe that there could be a hidden city here that is northeast. It's roughly northeast. It could be somewhere around here. There could also be a hidden city over here, though that's a bit less likely. So I do want to check this area out for another hidden city. This is a good landing point. There could also be a hidden city here, and there could also be a hidden city here. So there are some places to look. There's more than one on the map. I'm just going to unpause the game because we're letting some people fly in. I want to get the group here in the Hidden People City to just refuel a little bit. I went into the wrong place because what I want to do is start taking more cities. I want to get my fleet. Even though it's sitting here, I can't afford just to sit forever. I need money. We're sitting on 10 grand at the moment, but that 10 grand is going to run out really quickly. So I want to get my lightnings out and raiding so that I've got the money to refit my ships. And the other thing that the lightnings are going to do is get equipment to bring back. Oh, here we go. Once the ships have landed, the city's entire population comes to greet you. The people are shining with joy, bearing flowers and gifts. They clearly resent the Lord Governor's rule. A messenger from the Doyen has arrived. He says that the Doyen wishes to see you as soon as possible, but he is too old to visit us himself. The Doyen is a Garati clan leader. The Garat is the desert region that we're in. Many clans were forced to join the gathering of great houses. So many Doyens would gladly join the war against Kiva if given the chance. So not all the clans are happy about the gathering ruling the area. This is a very important event that's happening here. Leaving our ships could be risky, Grand Duke, says Piotr. And this is the prince. We haven't seen much of him. The people will take offense if you refuse, and I believe that's correct. So we're going to pay the Doyen a visit. What they told you was true. The Doyen is indeed a feeble old man. When you arrive, you find him in bed in a dark room lit only by the fireplace. He does not waste any time on words of welcome. The Doyen says that he is about to die, but the Almighty has not graced him with any children. He therefore wishes to leave his greatest treasure to you. What manner of treasure is this? A man by the Doyen's bedside presents you with a small box. I'm not going to read out what it says within the book, but these are quotes in some sort of holy book that have been cut out of a document and put inside this frame. So this is what's left of some holy book. What is this, Pyotr Ivanovich? Oh, you've never seen before? This is Coda, Duke. A Coda is a fragment of the Book of St. Lin, the only sacred book that survived the calamity. The calamity has something to do with the moon being destroyed. Most Codas have been lost. The ancient families and dynasties of Alet guard and treasure their surviving Codas. Are you sure it's not a fake? I'm no expert, but I've heard that the Durati Codas are genuine. They say that the Durati Codas contain a prophecy of the Saviour of the world. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. High as in an airship? As many were astonished at thee. His visage was so marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. So shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him. For that which had not been told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider. So it's very cryptic, but it sounds like the person that they're talking about has been very badly scarred. This is where the game, for me, really stands out from most other war games at a similar bank, because we have a really intriguing story developing here. We're not just going to Kiva. Something else is going on. I've already mentioned to you a couple times that it is raining an awful lot for us to be in a desert. But unfortunately, all attempts to translate have failed. And then we say, my servant shall triumph. He shall arise. He shall ascend. He shall take his place on high. Grand Duke, sir, did you read it? But how? Look for yourself. The writing is as clear as day. Piotr throws a confused glance at the scrap of paper in your hands. I don't understand. How can you read this? What does it say, Duke? It's about some servant or other. There's more. My servant shall triumph. He hath been disfigured. He shall astound many a nation. The Doyen suddenly cries out, that's right, it's all true. The old man's shout fades into a wheeze. My servant shall triumph. My servant will triumph. The Doyen begins to gasp and cough from excitement. His eyes open wide. The old man's family runs to his bedside. We are asked to leave. Everyone is stunned by this event, as are we. How did you read the Coda, Duke? Now I can talk to him and say it's a miracle. I can say my family has preserved knowledge of this language. Just to remind you, the Saidi is my family, and we are the dynasty of the rulers of the Romani Empire, the oldest royal house, or the oldest noble house in the known world. So I'm going to lean on my family side of things, build up a bit of mystique about myself. That gets my worldview up about Romani. I'm impressed, Duke. Your father's dynasty is truly the greatest bloodline in all of Elat. Bravo, Duke. You've made quite the impression on these locals. And both Admiral Dodd and the Prince both like me more for it. And this is the new town. Now, I thought there were mercenaries. No, this is a refueling town. Let's see what's for sale here. Anything useful? I'm going to be buying stuff from here now. I want to get hold of RD51s. These are a very, very large... It's to scale, but it's a massive thruster. We want to mount these on the Sevastopol. So I want to get as many of these as I can buy. So we'll just buy 3 of those. I want to grab a couple of NK25s as well. These are a quite efficient thruster. And I want to get some D30Ss too. They're another important thruster. Those are the main things I need right now. Armor and hull parts should be available where we're going. I'll just check that. What I'm planning to do shouldn't require much in the way of generators or crew quarters, but I can get those pretty easily. Just checking supplies now. We want to make sure we've got enough fuel to get to the hidden people. We do. I'll check that again once the Skylark has joined us just to make sure. I'm not going to be buying too much in the way of ammunition just now. I want to save my money for refits. So let's back out of here. And we will zoom out and unpause the game. Well, the Skylark's actually here. So what we're going to do, I keep forgetting how slow the Jaguar is. We're going to rename, this is the first ship we're going to rename. That is obviously not what the Lone Badger looks like. Just want to point that out. The Lone Badger is a Lightning. This is going to be the Dreams of Issy. Because she didn't join us, that's the first Tarkin we tried to convince to join us. We're going to rename this Skylark to her. Actually, yeah, we've got to have it selected. It's interesting the game calls it Interceptor Corvette. So that she will always be with us, if in spirit, if not in person. So that's that. We'll wait for the Jaguar to join us. I want to just check our range once the Jaguar has joined us. Meanwhile, I'm going to check the refueling here, because as soon as we've got enough to send out the Rooster and the Skylark to Timnath Sarah, I want to send them out with enough to come back, just in case there's a problem. That's just a little bit more. There we go. They're going to start raiding for us, so we'll get a bit of combat in this episode. The Sevastopol is still en route. What else have we got going on? The fleet that's remaining here, we've got the Wasp, the Longbow. We've got the Yars, which I would also like to rename. So the Yars, if someone's requested I rename that. So that is going to be renamed to, I don't know if we've got enough room for it. We'll try the Great Evil King. And it's going to be an important ship later on. If I hadn't gotten this Jaguar, which has now arrived, which is great, the Jaguar is a really interesting ship. I've messed around with it a bit to decide if I want to keep it. And it has some problems. The biggest problem with it being it only has 4 engines, which makes it very slow and unmaneuverable in combat. And just adding in some of these D30Ss will greatly increase its speed and maneuverability. I don't want to refit it here, but I will be refitting it when we get it over to the Hidden City. It's going to have an extensive refit. It comes with Palash, a good Palash coverage. Palash is an active defense system. It's very good. It's got flares as well, which make up a little bit for its lack of maneuverability. It's got Nadir missiles, which are very powerful. But what it does have in terms of negatives is it's only armored on the sides. It has a lot of fuel tanks near the outer surface of the ship. The bridge is extremely exposed. And its main armament is this double-barreled 180mm cannon, which is actually fine. That armed with AP is a pretty good gun, and it has 2 shots, which is quite nice. So we will be using this ship as the basis for a brawler going forward. It will probably be our main line combat ship. It's a bit light, but we can make it work. Now, someone asked for a Lightning to be renamed earlier in the campaign. I don't think we're going to have any other Lightnings, so I'm going to take their name suggestion and rename this Jaguar to Zero Sum, which I think is a pretty good name for it, because we're putting a lot of eggs in this basket. Now, we'll just zoom out a little bit and let a little bit of time pass. We'll wait for this fleet to fly over. We're going to wait for these guys to refuel. They are now fully refueled, actually. Sorry for going in and out. I've got a lot going on. I want to increase their fuel so that I would love them to get all the way to the hidden people. They're not going to be able to do that. I've got a choice to send them to Carchemish or Ashkelon. Carchemish is a very dangerous city right now, but my fleet is close enough to support us if we do run into a strike fleet. So I'm going to take the risk and march them over there. So we're going to get enough fuel to get to Carchemish. The next thing I want to do is get one of my other Skylarks. And I'm just going to fly it. Oh, it needs fuel. So let's just wait for it to... Actually, can I just increase the amount of fuel it's got? No, there's just not enough fuel. When we've got a bit more fuel... hang on, I haven't selected it yet. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to fly it to the edge of its returnable area, so about here. Let's just make sure that I'm not putting it too far out. And it's going to sit and just check Elint up here because I want to make sure that we detect anybody coming this direction. What else have we got going on? While we're waiting for people to get places, I haven't talked about the ask for help button yet. These are all of my allies, and they can all do things for me. I can ask Piotr to repair my ships faster. I can ask the Admiral for support. That will actually get me more ships just out of nowhere. I can ask the Prince for funds. And then to the right, so these are the three, you always have these three. And it's very, very rare to get additional stars. These correspond to the stars that you get when you're doing the mini game to get them to join you. It's very rare to get more stars. Once you spend a star, once you ask them for doing one of these things, that star goes away permanently. The other people we've picked up, the second token we got, he will give us intel. That will actually tell us where ships are. That will be useful later in the game. This guy will give us ships as well, and the guy we got last time will get reinforcements. Sorry, support's slightly different than reinforcements. These two will actually get us materials, whereas he will actually get us new ships if we ask him. We want to hold on to these favors for as long as we can, however. We don't want to blow them too early. So we'll just wait till these guys get a bit closer. I'm going to send the Rooster in ahead to take the Timnath Serra garrison. This Skylark is coming up to scan for us. Something that we're going to be using a lot more soon is this Fennec, because I had an ulterior motive in taking it. It has a fire control system, an active radar. It's quite a powerful short-range radar that gives real-time scanning within a radius around the ship. I can use that to send the Fennec ahead and do active tracking for missiles. We'll explain it when it happens, but the Fennec's going to play a very important role further down the line. Okay, so looking at the garrison that we've got here, I need to slow down a little bit, just chill out. We've got a Slugger, easy, a Courageous, easy, and a Nimrod. This is a scary looking ship. We've got armor on the top, sides, and middle. It's armored everywhere, possibly some weak spots coming in on these shoulder pads where it's got gaps for firing missiles. It has a double-barreled 180mm cannon. So it's going to be a hard fight, this one. So what I think we're going to do is we'll deal with the Courageous and the Slugger first. We'll take AP to deal with the Nimrod. And the Nimrod will be the last thing we fight. So let's just come in here. We'll change guns straight away. I don't want to use my AP straight away. We'll just do some bombard shots from above. Already got missiles coming in. We'll just dodge that missile. All right, let's make sure we don't get hit. Now he's firing 180 AP. He's got 180. Let's just be calm. So he's got 180 proximity fuse, which is very scary ammunition. I don't want to get hit by that. Just make sure that we predict his shots. So we're just dealing with the Slugger first. It's one of the bigger threats here with its 130mm. You can tell this is the first fight I've done today. I haven't warmed up before playing because I am not aiming very well. I'm taking a few hits here. That's not good. We just hit the ground. That's very bad flying. I might have to restart. Okay, the Slugger's down. We'll see if we can keep going with this. We've lost a little bit of damage. We've done take a little bit of damage, but as we know, the lightnings are very quick and easy to repair. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to AP. I want to try and close in with the, what's it called? The Nimrod once it has fired at us. Oof, he anticipated that shot very well. So we just want to break through and just take him apart as fast as we can. We just need to move here and get away from the proximity fuse. You can see how dangerous proximity fuse is. This is not a great engagement, but I kind of want to keep my morale high. That was a big explosion. That was another big explosion. And we got him. Okay, look, we took a lot of damage. But I think it's fine because we can just go back to the Hidden City to repair. Yes, that wasn't the best fight, but you don't need to win every fight massively. We only lost, what, 3 engines? Okay, it could have gone a lot better. Let's deal with it. Right, we'll grab the... We've got choice between fuel and survivors here. To be honest, I'm not too worried about the morale right now. So even though I just said that I didn't want to lose morale by restarting that fight, but looking at what's here, there's not actually that worth much in the way of money available. So let's just grab the survivors. That's fine. We're still getting survivors. That was a very messy fight. I enjoyed that. Let's wait for survivors to tick up. Is the Sevastopol almost there? Yeah. He's not picking anything up on Elint, which is great. How are we doing for fuel here? They have refueled, so we'll get them heading over to Carchemish. We finished rescuing the survivors. So we're just grabbing the fuel or grabbing the hull. The hull's going to kill people, so we'll just grab the ammunition. I don't really care too much about what I get here. We didn't make a lot of money in that fight at all, which is a shame. But we'll head up to Resht next, once we've repaired. And we'll just keep trying to get some money as we go. Let's have a look. Nice and calm right now. Wait for this rescue to complete, which it just did, so we'll land in town. And we will... Oh, the disassemble the hull is still going. Piotr. We'll just put crew protection on until it ends. It's going to disappear in a second. There we go. Now we can land. So we will land in the Rooster, which is going to be a tough landing. Actually, the Skylark took some damage. What it's actually doing is its durability damage, so we'll land both of them. Lots of ships here at the moment. We'll land the Skylark. We'll land it in the 30. I can see there's an 84 there, so we'll land the Rooster in the 84. Get the Skylark down quickly. He's down. And now we'll bring over the Rooster. Can barely stay in the air. Took way too much damage. I'm very disappointed with my performance in that fight. But the thing is, we got through it, and I don't want to waste too much time just fighting a garrison, to be honest. And the Lightning's such a light ship that actually it can do quite well on 3 engines. There's a lot of ships for sale here. I think there might be a Skylark for sale, but I don't think I need a 4th Skylark. Just bring it in carefully. So the way we land here is we're just gonna have to land as gently as possible.
100 meters. Everyone get ready.
This might actually, maybe we should have restarted because I'm thinking about how much this repair is going to cost. Okay, we're down. It's a landing. Ooh, messy. Very messy. But that's kind of part of the fun. Let's have a look. So we've got a tanker here. It is just a tanker. I bet you it turns out to be very slow. So it's got 6 engines, which is okay, but not great. We've got a, what's this? A Fearsome, which has 2 180s. It has flares. It looks like a muchness of the Yars, to be honest. Not the Yars, the Jaguar Mark II. We've got a Jaguar Mark I here, but the Jaguar Mark II is a superior ship, and we have a Skylark. Okay, let's have a look at how much it's going to cost to repair the Rooster. Probably an absolute fortune. So the options it's giving us here is the Lightning or the Lightning Up gun. It's going to cost 980. Actually, that's nothing. But I noticed that the engines I'm looking for aren't here, so it's going to slow this ship down a lot. But we'll just... it's done that thing again, so we'll need to undo, repair, pick this one, fill it up, click OK, and then rename it to the Rooster. Yeah, and then that's fine, and then we'll go to the Skylark. Yeah, cool. And the Skylark needs to replace one of its engines, one of its legs, which is fine. We'll get that done as well, and we'll just let them get repairing. Bit disappointed in my performance there, but it's all good. Whatever. I'm not too worried. We'll fast forward a little bit. So the Sevastopol has now landed at the City of the Hidden People. Apparently see, I don't know if you noticed, I was negative 2,000 crew for a second there. There's some changes I want to make to the Sevastopol. Now, I'm not going to land it if I don't have to, but what I want to start doing is, we haven't actually looked at the Sevastopol. First of all, it is massive. You can see all the missiles it's got. These are all anti-air missiles along the top here. And it has, I think it's Nadirs. Are these Nadirs or are they Zeniths? They're Zeniths. These are anti-ship missiles. It's covered in guns. It's got a 6-barreled 185 millimeter, 180 millimeter basically cannon, which can't shoot forward because it's blocked by the fuel tanks. It has these huge RD-59 thrust engines, and the reason I was shopping was I was buying RD-51 engines. But what we're going to do is we're going to clear out this hull. We're going to get rid of all of this armor, and we're going to mount the engines along here. Now, I don't think I can actually start modifying it. I can, cool. Because what I want to do is I want to get all this armor off here. And it looks like it's not going to take any time to do that. So I was worried how much time it would take to remove this armor. Looks like it's not going to take any time at all, so I don't need to worry about that just now. We'll just leave it for the moment. I'm going to do a bonus episode where I plan out my Sevastopol changes, and then I'll actually do that during gameplay, like do it actually in the campaign and during a video where you're not going to sit and watch me plan it out. It's just going to get fired on really quickly. What we'll do is we'll get this fleet repaired. We'll get this fleet over in Carchemish, and then we'll make our next plans. So we've got this fleet landing in Carchemish. Let's just have a look at what they have to go on. Probably just need to refuel, I think. I don't think there's anything for sale in Carchemish that I wanted. We've got some good stuff. We've got another couple of RD-51s. I've got 3 already. We'll maybe buy 1 more. I'll definitely pick up a couple of more D-30Ss just so I've got them in stock. Carchemish is going to be good for picking up supplies, but that's fine. In terms of actual supplies, we just want enough fuel to fly to the City of the Hidden People, which we now have, and we'll get them to fly over here. Oh, no, they haven't refueled yet. That's just a silly thing to do. Meanwhile, we've got 12 hours left on the repairs here. That's a very long time. And yeah, things are looking interesting. All right, while that's happening, let's just get some fuel going into this fleet here, because they're going to need it. I'm just going to take all the fuel. Oh, that's all my money. We're running a bit low on cash. Let's just put 1,000 tons of fuel in the fleet for now, just so that I can send ships out. While we're sitting here waiting for stuff to happen, let's talk about our plans for the future. So we might have a hidden city up here or somewhere around here. So let's actually just mark that on the map, so that I remember that these are the things I'm looking for. So we could do hidden city, question mark. We also have a Tarkhan northwest of Haran. So first of all, someone mentioned that there are T7 fighters here in the comments. Let's remind ourselves that there's T7 fighters, because I want to go and pick those up. And let's also add that there's possibly a Tark here. Because what I want to do is look at the map and remember. That's not a great place for that. Let's just quickly move it. You can select the tool again and just click on the marker to move it over. Now, Varyag are somewhere in this area. I think they might be heading towards Kem or Tabal. How's the fueling going here? Are they ready to go? I'll wait for them to finish refueling totally. Repairs here, I've got 10 hours left on those. The good news is once these guys get here, I can then send out the Lone Badger and the Dreams of Issy, and we can start taking multiple towns up here. I might risk a strike on Tabal. That might be where we finish this video, actually, is with an attack on Tabal, because we should be able to get some good stuff from a fleet HQ, and it'll be a good one to take. So we're just going to escort this Jaguar over, and then what I might do is divert off. Once the Jaguar is in range, so that's the zero sum, it is now in range with a full fuel attachment, but if I send that off, I can send these guys over to Actag. And we're gonna, next episode, one of the main things we're gonna do is rebuild the Zero Sum and the Sevastopol and get them in a situation where they could be much more useful. The Sevastopol is going to get lighter and faster, and the Zero Sum is going to get more efficient, a little bit, not too heavily armored, because the more armor you add, the slower the ship gets. You're adding weight, and that messes with your thrust to weight ratio, but it is going to get more useful. 9 hours of repairs left here. I'm very disappointed with my performance. I didn't think, oh no, it's fine, I don't care about repairs, I'm going to have to pay for the components, and I'm missing out on 2 D30Ss, which are a component that this ship uses to go fast. But it's fine, I just realized I was paused. We'll land at Actag, we'll assault Tabal, and that's going to be our plan for this one. And I think attacking Tabal is going to give us some interesting information. The safer choice, if you think about it, is actually to take Tushan. And the reason we take Tushan is because we can then search for strike fleets and try and find out where Varyag is. That may be the safer plan, to be honest. And we'll take Tabal next episode. So we're going to take Tushan this episode with the Lone Badger. They've just landed, so let's just get them some fuel. I'm very aware that we are low on supplies. We're getting a bit low on cash. We have assets we can sell if we need to. But what I want to do is actually... Yeah, no, it's fine. What I want to make sure of is that I can keep attacking and moving, that I'm not putting myself in a situation where my ship fleet is grounded with no money. But we do have assets we can sell if we need to. So I'm just going to wait for these guys to refuel. We'll maybe speed things up a little bit while we wait. They're almost done now. A little bit longer. There we go. We'll send them up to Tushan. It's okay, he's landing at the city, Piotr. The Zero Sum is about to land at the City of the Hidden People. He has enough fuel to make it, which is great. And we have 6.9 hours left on this repair here. So, a bit of a mistake here. They've been sitting in the city for far too long. But that's okay. That's why we have 2 strike fleets, so one can recover while the other one doesn't. The one good thing here is their morale is now up to 7. So, I really could have afforded to restart that fight. But it's not a big problem. Okay. Zero Sum has landed the City of the Hidden People. That's great. Most of my fleet can just sit here for now. I'm not going to worry about starting the refits here because that's quite a big job. And I'm probably going to, again, do a bonus video where I show my refits, and then I'll just show you the finished, like, here's the plan for the ship and the time going, rather than me sitting and actually doing the changes, because that's quite tedious. If you want to see that, you can watch it in the bonus video. So let's just check up on the Lone Badger and send it ahead to Tushan. Give it a little bit more fuel, just so it can turn back if it needs to. Does he have enough fuel? Hang on. Oh, I messed up. Hang on. You need to go back here because I've really, really messed this up quite badly. The Skylark hasn't got enough fuel to make it to Tushan without the without the Lone Badger. I cut the fuel very tight on that attack. No ELINT scans here from this which is really good. Oh, we've got a radio signal though, so let's quickly check that out. So 8109 megahertz on this guy. Let's see if we can find the signal. We're going to get into a fight in the middle of scanning for this, unfortunately. Somewhere around here. We'll fine tune it. Oh, back a little bit. Almost there. That's it. Now we'll get the bearing over here to the left somewhere towards Chem. And the message is, okay. So, I've got the game paused, which is great, because we wanted to talk about this. Varyag, so from what I understand, the first message is the recipient. The second name is sender. So Varyag are sending a message to someone that they are speed 90 heading east. And I believe that they are in the Chem area. So we know, if we close this, from this message that we've just picked up, great. We might not have picked this up if we hadn't had the fleet sitting over here. That Varyag, I would say, is somewhere around Chem, heading east. So we'll just put Varyag, okay? And then we'll use the compass tool just to draw like a circle around it to show that we're not certain of where they are, and we'll show them heading east. So we think Varyag is somewhere here-ish. That's important. They might be heading to Rainforest Tabal. If I were to fly this guy further north, we could probably pick them up. Are you guys attacking? Yeah, they're just going slow. We're still going to hit them before they set off the alarm. It's going to be a silent strike. All right, we've got a Navarin and a Slugger, which isn't even a fight. So we'll finish up with taking this town. What I would like to finish the episode with is getting the information from the radar dome on where enemy strike fleets are, because that will help us plan our next move. We'll just fight this one a little bit better, I think. Maybe not take any hits. That'd be nice. I just want to take this guy out. Get this Navarin. That's him done. Just watch out for the missile coming through the gas cloud. And now just to deal with the Slugger, which has the bigger guns but much less armor. It's kind of like a slow version of our Lightnings, this Slugger, because it only has 2 engines. It's a lot lighter, but it also gives up on a lot of stuff to make the sacrifice that it has on its size. There you go. I feel like I redeemed myself a little bit with that fight. It was a lot easier. We took one little hit. I think it was mostly from ammo explosions from the Navarin. Let's see if the Little Badger actually levels up here. It does, not the Rooster. So, Veteran Engineer. What have we got? Right, we've got 2 deity mullets. I really want to get these. This is very important. We need to make some money. So we're going to get protection on our crew. We're going to roll the dice on that ammunition exploding. And then once we've done this, we're going to check and see what we've got in the way of intelligence. And we're going to use that to try and pin down where the strike groups are. Right, the ammunition exploded. It didn't take out the mullets. Fantastic. That's 8 grand we're picking up here. Really needed this injection of money. So that's 1 mullet. We'll get the second mullet. And that's great. What's going on elsewhere? We've still got 3.6 hours on this repair. These guys are just sitting in the Hidden People City. I don't mind about that. This guy is just continuing to scan in this area. I might get him to fly up to Carchemish now that I've got some cash to get a bit more fuel. But I just want to do the scanning. So once we've picked this up, perfect. All we're going to do now, we need to land in the city before we can utilize the scanning. Apparently the Badger isn't damaged, even though it's got this here. I want to keep that. That's like a fun thing. Also, apparently we've used up an expendable, but I didn't know the ship. Oh, no, I did. I mounted missiles on the ship, and I lost one to an explosion in that fight because I forgot to use them. Because I did it in the last recording session, and I forgot. What have we got for sale here? Nothing that exciting. I need to remember, I forgot that this ship also has stuff to deliver, so we'll need to do that too. In terms of supplies, nothing that exciting. We didn't get any fuel in that last fight, so let's just refuel enough. I'd like to maybe get enough fuel to get back down to the Hidden City. They're going to need to do that, so we'll exit out of here. Right, strike groups. Where was that strike group? Probably somewhere north. Okay, so we've got a strike group up here. We've got Titan. Titan is heading east to Sheba, speed 91. I can't scan for any of the strike groups right now, so we'll just do a tactical group scan. Okay. We've also got a missile carrier group, Outlaw, 1 jump away from us. We've got a lot of very big enemy assets very close to us. Now, missile carrier groups can be a really great target to jump on. It's possible our lightning could do a lot of damage to them. We could maybe wait for the repairs on the Rooster, bring it up to Tushan and try and get both of our lightnings to take out this carrier group. They will have guns, but they'll mostly be missile carriers, so they'll be underarmed for that type of fight. And we can bring up an aircraft carrier and maybe at the yards, the Great Evil King as well to support us. This is a great target. This is a really vulnerable target for us. We just need to be very careful that we don't suffer for going at it too quickly. And we plan a decent attack on that. But that's going to be the focus of our next episode, is seeing if we can take out Outlaw. They are currently landed in this city, just from my brain while we're thinking. First of all, a quick note. A100 missiles, just so I don't forget to drop those off. But also, if we just quickly check the range on our fighters, I don't think they've got enough range to make it up here, no. So we're going to have to relocate this fleet probably to Tushan to support, but I don't need to send everything up. I need to send probably the Great Evil King has a top speed of 200, the Wasp has a top speed of 400, the Long has a speed of, so I could send the Wasp, I could spend the Wasp and the Great Evil King with this Skylark, and then they could go and support the 2 Lightnings at Tushan, and we could try and take this fleet out. So that's probably what we're going to try and do next episode. In the meantime, we'll be refitting the Sevastopol and Zero Sum into proper warships and moving ships, and that's going to be our main push. But thank you for watching. Sorry about the bad fight in Timnath Serra, but it happens, and you know what, we can recover from it. It's not too big an issue, and I hope you have a great day. And thanks again for watching this LP. I'm really enjoying making it for you. Thanks. Bye.